Hello, Chester. Thanks for coming out.
Sure, Detective. This is one horrible night when one of our own goes down. I'm glad to be of service. Let me know when you want photos.
Sam, do you have a preliminary finding on Hickman's cause of death?
It's hard to say, John. There are no evident bullet wounds. There are cervical contusions, possibly asphyxiation. There's no unusual sputum, so it's difficult to think poisoning, but I'm not ruling anything out. Whoever did this was definitely non-compos mentis. By the way, notice that the index finger on the right hand is missing.
What else can you tell me, Sam?
Until we autopsy, we won't know much more. To make any further comments would be pure conjecture on my part.
I'll be stepping in as lead investigator, officer. Can you tell me what the situation was when you got here?
Yes, sir. Woodbury and I were on our regular patrol. We spotted the body as we drove by. We radioed in, then moved in on the scene. We checked the alley for possible assailants, but found no one. Everything is pretty much as it was when we arrived.
That's it?
Yes, sir. The body was just lying there. I didn't know him, but Woody told me that the deceased was a cop, undercover guy working the neighborhood. Oh, Pittman or something like that.
It's Hickman, and yes, he was working the crash unit, although I didn't know he was working this neighborhood. You've never seen him before, and this is your regular district?
Yes, sir, that is correct. I've never seen him before.
Is there anything else you can tell me, officer?
No, sir.
Officer Woodbury, I'm taking over as lead investigator.
Yes, sir, Detective Carey. I have my crime scene log for you.
Were you the first on the scene?
Yes, sir. Officer Allen and I were on patrol. He was driving. As we passed the alley, I looked to my right. I saw the body. We radioed it in, stopped, set up the perimeter. I didn't know it was Hickman until we got up to the body. I can tell you, sir, I was shocked. He was the last person I expected to see. He was a fine officer.
Is there anything else you can tell me, Officer Woodbury?
No. We rolled by, saw the body, radioed it in. There was no one in the alley besides the body. The neighbors came out once we set up the perimeter. It was quiet when we got here.
Sir, did you see any unusual activity or unfamiliar cars in the neighborhood?
I hear shots. Fast. Like pop, 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 pop.
What time might you have heard these shots, sir?
It pop, 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 pop. And I just hear them shots. I was scared.
Detective, to whom do you wish to speak?
I'm Detective Carey, Major Crimes, Homicide, LAPD. I'd like to ask you a question or two.
Whatever, man. I'm just hanging.
Let's start with your name. What is it, and do you live in the neighborhood, or are you just visiting?
Man, this be my hood. I be Raymond Jones III.
Well, Raymond, if this is your neighborhood, then you must know what goes on around here. What happened here tonight? You see anything unusual? Maybe a different car, or some folks from another neighborhood?
Ain't seen nor heard nothing. And just out for some fresh L.A. air.
So, Mr. Jones, what you're telling me is you don't have anything to tell me. Is that correct?
That's straight up. Ain't seen nothing, done nothing, know nothing.
The tortured and tormented body of Bob Hickman, LAPD, lies lifeless among the alley debris. An obvious case of felonious homicide. Recording information at the crime scene ensures accurate reports later. Noting that a cigarette lay near the body could prove important later. The tortured and tormented body of Bob Hickman, LAPD, lies lifeless among the alley debris. An obvious case of felonious homicide. Detective, this cigarette could be evidence. Graffiti is often left behind by gangs. Recording the symbol could prove useful. The body of a young boy lies strewn in the dumpster.
It looks like it's going to be a busy night for you, Chester.
Unfortunately, our streets are being taken over by violence. Innocent people being killed. It's uncivilized, sir.
Chester, take over on the evidence.
Yes, Detective. Whenever you're ready, fellas, I'm finished.
John, we can handle it from here. Stop by tomorrow for the autopsy. We'll know more then.
Harry Hickman's death isn't just your personal tragedy. It's a tragedy for the entire force. We've lost a friend, a father, and one damn good cop. As you know, you've been assigned the lead investigator on this case, and I'm going to be looking to you for answers. I'm going to ask you to put aside your personal feelings and deal with this investigation in a professional manner. If you don't think you're up to it, I want to know now. Neither you, the public, nor the department can withstand not knowing the truth. I want you to comb that neighborhood. I want every rock turned over and every person interviewed. Remember, Hickman was not the only fatality tonight. The family of that boy is grieving also.
Yes, sir.
For your information, the boy has been identified as Bobby Washington. As for Hickman, I think there is something you should know. Maybe you already do. But here it is straight. Hickman's lieutenant, Jim Varaz, informed me that Hickman was having trouble with stress, trouble at home. Varaz told me that Hickman had been in a fragile mindset, that working undercover was getting to him. You know, the violence of the streets can get to anyone. Now, I'm not knocking Hickman. I just want you to know how the department viewed his current capacity. Okay, Carey. You know what you need to do. Go out there and do it. Find who killed Hickman. Find who killed the Washington youth. Any questions?
No, Lieutenant.
All right, then. Get to work. And, Carey, when you see Catherine, please extend my deepest sympathies.
Too bad about Hickman, Junior. Guess this hit you pretty hard, huh? Well, hell, don't let it. Damn scumbags out there. They're just goddamn lucky I'm a desk jockey. If I was on the street, I'd whip their collective disrespectful butts. You know, Junior, this case is gonna generate a lot of paperwork and a lot of calling. You're just goddamn lucky you got me as your partner in this one. Damn lucky.
It's your very own desk. The photograph taken of you and Hickman at the lake, the time you caught the big one. You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You write up a 3.14 documenting the incidents relating to the alley.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. You drop 65 cents into the slot. Getting candy out of a machine is a little like winning a prize.
Last night, the LAPD was shaken to its roots as Officer Robert Hickman, Police Officer of the Year 1992, was found brutally slain in a South Central neighborhood. Heading up the Hickman investigation is veteran homicide detective John Carey. Carey is best known for solving the murder of Lane Blair, the stunning actress featured in many of the action-adventure Straight Shots movies. Detective Carey has been unavailable for comment, and all requests for a formal statement from the department have been denied. However, we have been told by an unofficial source that the department is looking at this as a gang killing. As the investigation continues... Oh, wait, here comes Detective Carey now. Detective Carey, over here. Christy Bilden with KKAT. Detective Carey! Detective Carey, would you care to make a statement concerning the murder of Officer Hickman? You're doing? Hey! The physical abuse I have just experienced at the hands of Detective Carey is consistent with the treatment I've received from this entire department in trying to report this story. As a reporter and citizen of this city, I fear for our First Amendment rights. I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey. No time to say hello, Detective Carey? Wow, you must be real busy. You can go on in, Detective Carey.
Hello, Detective Carey. Did you know Sam's a sailor? If he could, do you know where he'd go sailing?
I don't know.
The Dead Sea! Go right in, Detective.
pick up Hickman's personal belongings envelope. You pick up Bobby Washington's personal belongings envelope.
Hello, John.
You notate the state of affairs.
Hello, Sam. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Sam. You got a minute?
You bet, John. Fire away.
Sam, what can you tell me about the youth?
Exactly what would you like to know, John?
The boy's identification? Confirmed, and if so, by whom?
The Lucky Mini Mart owner confirmed the body as Bobby Washington, a local neighborhood boy.
Has the boy's family been notified?
Yes, and as I am sure you can imagine, the mother is near hysterics. Her name is Bernadette Washington, and she lives around the corner from the alley. The poor woman is so upset she can't yet bring herself to come down and claim the body, or the few small trinkets we found on the boy.
Sam, do you have a preliminary on the boy's cause of death?
I counted 17 points of entry, John. The boy was mowed down, execution style. Cause of death? Gang violence, if you want a personal opinion. Professional opinion? The youth was killed by gunshot wounds to the head and body.
Has the boy's autopsy been performed yet?
Yes, it was, John. I was able to pull 3 slugs out of the body. They look like 9mm. I've sent them over to SID for a ballistics check. The body is in cold storage, waiting for the family.
Sam, what can you tell me about Bob?
Why don't you begin at the beginning and begin by asking me the specifics? That way I won't miss any topic you might want to explore.
Sam, have you completed Hickman's autopsy? What are your preliminary findings?
The autopsy is complete. Beyond the surface evidence, I found a ruptured gastrointestinal tract. Fluids were sampled, and I'm having toxicology tests run, including all known poisons.
Have you made a determination on the cause of death? Sam, what killed Bob?
There are no gunshot wounds on the body. There are, however, 2 injection marks on the upper left arm. The eyes have been glued shut with some form of epoxy, and there are burn marks to the face which look consistent with a cigarette burn. Then, of course, there's the missing index finger on the right hand. Torture, poison, maybe. Definitely not natural causes.
Sam, will you go over the physical marks found on the body?
Yes, there are 2 injection marks on the upper left arm, the burn marks to the face and upper torso, the epoxied eyes, the missing index finger, and then there are restraint marks. The restraint marks appear where you would most expect to find them, on the ankles and the wrists. At these points, I found fibrous material, all very consistent with what you would expect to find at a torture scene.
Sam, what can you tell me about the body lividity?
Lividity appears 2 places on the body, first and most notably on the buttocks. This would indicate to me that Hickman died while sitting and then was left in that position for a period of time. Or, once killed, he was moved to a sitting position and then left for a time. The second area of lividity appears on the upper back and shoulder area, and I believe resulted from the time the body spent in the alley.
Sam, do you have a preliminary back on the toxicology tests?
Not yet, John, but I believe we'll find that Hickman died of poison as opposed to, say, a heart attack. If Hickman was killed by poison, it could have been a slow and painful and quite obviously torturous death. There are signs of stress around Hickman's eyes which would indicate that he was alive when his eyes were glued shut and he attempted to open them. Also, the burn marks on the face are a bit irregular, not perfectly round. This could be attributed to Hickman jerking or pulling away as his face and body were burned. All in all, a gruesome end.
What about fibers or hairs, Sam? Were you able to find anything substantive?
Actually, John, I was able to lift fibers from the areas of restraint. I imagine these will turn out to be rope of some kind. Of course, the body was covered in alley debris, so it is difficult to determine what extraneous materials will actually pertain to the killer or killers.
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information.
See ya, detective.
You turn the knob and open the door, Detective.
Howdy, partner. You're here mighty early. Ain't scheduled to qualify till Wednesday. You planning on a little practice shooting today?
You fill the form out according to department specifications.
Filled out and ready to go, Bert.
Thank you, partner. Thank you, partner.
You pick up the headgear.
Officers, take your field positions, please. Officers, headgear on. All firearms to low ready. Phase 1. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for phase 2. Phase 2. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for phase 3. Officers, reload.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 3. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for phase 4. Phase 4. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for phase 5. Officers, reload.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 5. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Gun to low ready. Prepare for phase 6. Phase 6. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Holster all firearms. That there was some shooting, cowboy. Thank you, partner.
Knocking seems less intrusive than ringing the doorbell. What a cute kid Valerie is.
Hi, Valerie. How you doing?
Hi, Uncle John. You want to come in? Mom, Uncle John's here.
Hi, John. Thanks for coming over.
How are you, Catherine?
I don't know. I can't believe this has happened. It's like a nightmare. I keep hoping I'll wake up and Bob will be alive.
Something this important should not be left lying around, Carrie.
Catherine, these are Bob's personal effects. They were released by the deputy coroner.
Thank you, John. Is his wedding band included?
I didn't open it, Catherine. I don't know.
John, this was Bob's Kevlar vest. I'd like you to have it. Maybe it will keep you safe.
Thank you, Catherine. Catherine, I've been assigned lead investigator on this case. I need to ask you some questions. Are you feeling up to it?
I suppose so, John. I just can't believe this is happening. I don't know what to do.
Catherine, the department is aware of the fact that Bob was taking sedatives.
John, how could you say that about Bob? I'm sorry, I can't talk about this right now.
Valerie, do you understand what's happened?
I think so. Mommy says Daddy's in heaven and he's not coming home anymore.
You know, Val, that you always have your Uncle John if you need anything, right? Valerie, can you remember anything that happened the night your dad went out and didn't come home?
Well, my Mommy and Daddy were fighting about his work coming home.
Was your dad bringing a lot of work home, Val?
I don't know. He always kept it in the closet.
Reaching into the pocket, you discover a prescription bottle.
Bye, Uncle John.
You loosen the slug from the wall. 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 The shiny metal is cold in your hand.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD, homicide. I'd like to ask you fellas a couple of questions.
You be the man. Ask away.
Last night there was a double murder, a police officer and a neighborhood boy, Bobby Washington. Do you know anything that might help us solve what happened to them?
I be knowing nothing. That couple? What do you be doing down here anyway?
Did you know Bobby Washington?
Gee, yeah, that little man was okay. He always be saying he gonna grow up and be the next Dave Stewart.
You a big baseball fan? I see you've got a baseball.
Yeah, baby, I like all them sports. This here ball, I find it. Find it in the field. What's lost is now mine.
What's your name, young man?
Emo Jones.
Do you live in the neighborhood, Emo? You have an address, maybe a phone number?
Yeah, I live here. 162 South Lawrence. No phone.
If you can think of anything that might help us, why don't you give me a call down at Parker Center? Just ask for Robbery Homicide Detective Carey. You never know when I might be able to repay the favor.
I be hearing you, baby. Yo, I be fly today. Never know when I'm gonna know something that can help.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, okay, sure. Got some spare change a fella can have? God bless you.
You were in the alley last night. I thought you might be able to tell me what you know about the murders.
Yeah, it's just popping sound, you know? I don't know.
Even the smallest detail can have meaning.
I'm Detective Carey with the LAPD.
Everybody know who you are. You big cop. Bring big trouble.
Detective Carey, would you care to make a comment on Officer Hickman's murder?
No comment.
What are you doing? Hey!
Not too smart, big policeman. You push go on TV.
Oh, it wasn't like that. You see, she...
Yeah, you say for others. I see TV. I see you in neighborhood last night. You not come but for a dead cop.
Can you tell me your name and what your position is here?
I owner of Vaki Mini Mart. I work hard for my store. My name is Kimchi.
Fresh fruit is a rarity in these small convenience stores.
You smart. You know a good buy when you see it. You shop here again.
I'm a police officer. My name is Detective Carey. Would you and your doll like an apple?
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name?
My name is Lysandra.
Do you know your last name?
Uh-huh. Washington.
Can you tell me where you live?
I don't know. I live down the street.
How are you today? Taking your doll out for a walk?
Me and my dolly are having a tea party.
So it's tea time.
We don't have real tea and cookies. We're pretending.
Hello, I'm...
We don't like strangers around here, mister. Get lost or I'll call the cops.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD, homicide. May I have a moment of your time?
Yes, Detective, what is it?
Mrs. Washington, these are the items found on Bobby's person the night he was killed. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm here investigating the murder of your son and Officer Hickman. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
All right, Detective.
Mrs. Washington, can you tell me when you last saw Bobby? Was he with friends? Did he tell you where he was going?
He was heading out to play ball. He loved baseball. He always told me he was going to make me proud. He was going to be in the major league. He was a good boy, Detective. Never caused me any trouble. He was the man around this house. He was my little man.
Mrs. Washington, what time of day did you last see Bobby?
He left the house after dinner, maybe around 6:30. Headed over to the field to play ball. He was always over there practicing his pitching.
Mrs. Washington, what can you tell me about gang activity in your neighborhood?
I don't want to end up dead like my son, Detective. I've got a little girl who needs me. If you want to find out about the gangs around here, why don't you ask around to some of the young men? Not all our boys want to be part of a gang. Maybe one of them will talk to you.
Mrs. Washington, is there anything the department can do for you?
You can find who killed my son. You can make these streets safe for the children.
You attach your Parker Center ID to your... You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination. If you want to get closer to Chester, then do so.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Chester, I'd like you to take a look at this and see if you can match it to the glue found in Hickman's eyes. I purchased it in the neighborhood where Hickman was found. I know it's a long shot.
Hold on, Detective. I only need a sample.
Chester, I found these at Hickman's. Apparently he was taking them regularly. Could he have overdosed on these things?
Detective, these are Valium, 5 milligrams. Hickman weighed, what would you say, 170 pounds? Hickman would have to have taken what's left in this bottle and coupled it with something else to have killed himself. No, these didn't have anything to do with his death.
Detective, prescription medication should be distributed legally and with care.
See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the 4th floor as your destination.
Detective Carey. Hello, sir. Detective Carey, how would you like these handled?
I'd like a ballistics check run on them.
I'll write up the paperwork for the ballistics test. Then they'll be shelf stored if you need them in the future for trial, sir. I'll have this filled out in a second, sir.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the 3rd floor as your destination.
Hal, here's the Hickman crime scene log. It was prepared by Officer Woodbury from the 77th.
Hey, you're damn lucky you got me taking care of this book, Junior. Damn lucky.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. What are you?
Mrs. Washington, I have reason to believe that a young man by the name of Ragtop Spiff might be involved with your son's murder. Does his name sound familiar?
That would be Raymond Jones. Anyone would hurt my child, it would be him. He's always showing off some gun and bragging about big money.
You attach your Parker Center ID to your suit. You press the button to call the elevator. You select the third floor as your destination. Your
Junior!
Hello, robbery homicide. This is Detective Carey. May I help you?
Yo, baby, what's up? Be emo. You be wanting a piece of the straight action, huh? I got the news for you. I know some straight-up talk. Yo, baby, yo, you hear me talking?
Yes, Emo, I'm here. Are you telling me that you have information concerning last night's murders?
Straight up, baby. I'll be waiting by the field if you be interested.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. That should provide some protection. You're hit.
Police!
You unlock the shotgun carry. You're hit. Lucky it's only a graze. You're hit. You're hit.
So what's it gonna be, Carey? You gonna act like a pro or a spoiled brat? Have I made a mistake in assigning you a lead investigator on this case?
No, sir,
I'll have you know I've had dozens of calls this morning on you shoving that reporter yesterday. Everybody in town, from the chief to the mayor to outraged Joe citizen, saw you push her. Damn, you were all over the news.
Lieutenant, it wasn't...
Besides you appearing uncooperative, you were downright politically incorrect. You shove one more reporter, and the department's going to get slapped with a civil suit. Shoving anybody else, and I'm going to give you the boot myself.
Lieutenant, I'd like to explain.
Then there's the small issue of last night's events, Carey. Would you mind telling me what you were doing in the middle of a crash sting operation?
Sir, I received a telephone call from a possible informant. I set up a meeting. I walked into an ambush.
So it would seem, Carey, so it would seem. However, your tete-a-tete cost the department thousands of dollars and months of work. Crash has been undercover for months on that operation. They were a fly's hair away from busting a gun-running ring wide open. With your help, the only catch they made was that local punk, Spiff. Luckily for you, your informant, what's his name, Emo? What kind of name is that? Has turned into a little songbird. Emo's sitting pretty in the hospital, singing how Spiff's the one who killed the Washington boy. Emo contends that Spiff wanted the boy to deliver guns to gang members, and he wouldn't do it. The only redeeming aspect of this whole affair is that Hickman's gun was found in Spiff's apartment when they entered under warrant. SID is running ballistics on Spiff's gun to see if they match the slugs taken from the dead boy. And speaking of SID, they've run ballistics on your firearms, and they're ready to be picked up. The police commission's gonna want to know where and into whom your bullets went last night. These tests are vital. Check with Chester before you head out.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Sir, it would appear to me that if Spiff is found to be connected to the Washington boys' murder, might not he also be connected to Bob's?
It doesn't work that way, Carey. While you were out being a cowboy, another body showed. The M.O. is similar, very similar. Again, it's one of our own. His name is Rene Garcia, worked out of Hollenbeck. Garcia's body was found on the front lawn of a singer. What do they call those guys? Rappers? By the name of Yo Money. Must be some big star. I'm getting static from upstairs. Anyways, Garcia was found by this money man's bodyguard. He was walking a lady to her car that had been there for a party about 4 a.m. I want you to get over there and see what's going on. And remember, Carey, no cowboy tricks. Just try and be nice, okay?
Yeah? You can just drop dead. Goddamn broads. Hey, Junior, that was quite a shootout last night. Heard all about it. You're goddamn lucky one of those punks didn't blow your head off. I want you to listen up, Junior. Playing cowboy only takes you so far in this damn job. If you want to make it as long as I have, you're gonna have to curb your appetite for action. You hear me, Junior? You're just goddamn lucky you weren't killed.
Those two items don't go together. It's your very own desk. You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You complete a 3.14 documenting the gunfight and the players involved in the ambush. Hal's busy on the telephone, Carey. Get back to him later. Hal appears immersed in his work. Better leave him be. You call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. Here to pick up your firearms? They're all ready.
Thanks, Chester. I appreciate it.
You know, Detective, Nobles and I are heading over to the shortstop tonight for a beer. Would you care to join us?
Are you asking me out on a date, Chester?
Not in your wildest dreams, Detective.
What did you discover about the spent ammo I turned into property yesterday, Chester?
They match the slugs taken out of the Washington youth. They don't match with Hickman's ballistics test on file.
Chester, are you running ballistics on Spiff's gun?
Yes, I am. It looks promising as it's a 9mm and it has a high-capacity magazine.
Were you able to find anything out about the glue you sampled?
Yes, Detective. It is an industrial-strength glue which shares properties with the glue found on Hickman's eyes. The problem with tracing the glue is that it's sold all over the city, not just where you found it. We use the same brand here at Parker Center.
Chester, have you processed Garcia's body fluids?
They're in the process, Detective. We don't have any results back yet. Don't forget the shortstop tonight, Detective.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. What are you reaching for? Notating the crime scene's relationship to the house could prove important later. What exactly do you wish to notate? What exactly do you wish to notate? Those two items don't go together.
Yeah? What do you want?
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, Homicide LAPD. I'm here to speak with Yo Money. Is he available? Is Yo Money available? I need to speak with him.
Come on in. Yo Money's been wanting to talk to you cops.
Well, look who's here, our representative from the police department. It's about time you got here. Have you seen the mess out in our lawn? Do you have any idea what kind of field day the press is having with this? Do you have any idea what this is doing to record sales? A dead cop on our lawn. What the hell are you doing about it? I think you people planted that dead cop on our lawn. Probably knew something he shouldn't. And what better way to diffuse attention than to dump him on the lawn of a controversial rapper? This is such bullshit. I want that yellow tape off our lawn immediately. I want the persons responsible to own up. If this screw sails on Money's record, I swear I'll make sure some butt is kicked.
I'm Detective John Carey, LAPD Homicide.
Yo, sup?
Money, who discovered Officer Garcia?
Yo, my man, he was just there. Who knows? We all found him. Danny D saw him. I saw him. He was just there, man.
Money, the body was found around 4 or 5 a.m. Had you been out the evening before, or were you home?
At a house party. Some girls in, you know, a little party.
Were you familiar with all the guests, or were there people here you didn't know?
Yo, I don't take the strangers, man. We had some girls in, for my bros. A little entertainment. Me and Nicolette, we was mostly upstairs. The party, one of those perks of working for me.
Hello? What do you want? Knock this crap off. Quit calling us. Oh yeah? Bullshit.
People are watching.
Money, that phone call.
It's under control. It's an unfinished business, that's all, man.
I couldn't help but notice the unwanted phone call.
This is personal business. We don't need your intervention.
Money, this shoe was found in your front flower bed. Do you know where it might have come from?
Lots of booty coming and going around here.
Could you clarify yourself, Money?
Ladies, babes, booties, strippers. Say, man, women. We got lots of women coming in and out of here.
Yeah? I told you to quit calling us. Listen to me. You quit calling here. Do you understand? Do you understand harassment, arrest, jail? You quit calling us, you foul-mouthed piece of crap. Oh yeah? Quit. Go to hell. Go to hell.
People are watching.
Do you recognize this shoe? I found it in the flower bed out front.
What are you saying? I'm some kind of cheap cow? Where do you get off?
No, I didn't mean to insult you. I found this in close proximity to where the body was found.
Well, it's not mine. I wouldn't wear such a cheap piece of trash. If you're gonna insult me, you better leave now.
People are watching. People are watching. People are watching.
Yeah? How many times? Listen, you piece of crap. We will track you down, find you, and prosecute you. Do you understand? What you're doing is illegal. No, you listen to me. Shut up. Shut your filthy mouth. Listen, we don't have to take this. In America, there are laws against what you're doing. Do you think attacking people is a way to make yourself bigger or stronger? You got a lot of problems.
People are watching.
Later, man. I got business to tend to.
Yeah, you want something? So you got a shoe. What about it?
It was found in the front flower bed. I was wondering if you'd seen it before.
You implying it's mine?
I'm merely interested in whether or not you recognize it.
You put it that way, no. Yeah? What do you want? You know, you've shown me that pretty shiny badge before. What is it you want?
Is Yo Money available? I need to speak with him.
Come on in. Yo Money's been wanting to talk to you cops.
Well, look who's back. Our representative from the police department. This is such bullshit. I want that yellow tape off our lawn immediately. If you don't find the bastards responsible soon, I swear I'll make sure some butt is kissed.
People are watching.
Hello? What do you want? Knock this crap off. Quit calling us. Oh yeah? Bullshit? Quit calling. Do you understand?
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey. No time to say hello, Detective Carey? Wow, you must be real busy. You can go on in, Detective Carey.
Hello, Detective Carey. Why did the idiot tiptoe past the medicine cabinet?
I don't know.
Because he didn't want to wake the sleeping pills. Go right in, Detective.
What are you trying to say?
Hello, John. John, why don't you join Chester and me at the shortstop tonight? I'll buy you a cold one. You look like you could use it.
Thanks, Sam. It sounds good. I'll try and make it.
You open the door and head to the lobby. You attach your Parker Center ID to your suit. You press the button to call the elevator. You select the third floor as your destination.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You complete a 3.14 documenting your interview of Yo Money.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Hello, Mrs. Washington.
Detective Carey, hello.
How are you today, Mrs. Washington?
A little down, Detective.
How are you today, Mrs. Washington?
A little down, Detective.
Hello, Lysandra.
Do you want to know a secret? I see a real pretty lady in the alley. I seen her when my brother was dead.
What was this lady doing, Lysandra?
She was smoking.
Lysandra, what did this lady look like?
She was pretty, and she had pretty clothes.
What was she wearing, Lysandra?
A pretty red dress.
The information about the woman in red might be important if it's true.
Yeah? What do you want?
Is Yo Money available? I need to speak with him.
Come on in. Yo Money's been wanting to talk to you cops.
I'd like to ask...
I have nothing to say to you.
Hello, Money. Sorry to intrude.
Yo, man, what's your business?
Money, your music is controversial. Do you know of anyone who would want to harm your reputation further?
Shit, man. Everybody's got enemies. Ain't no different with me.
Well, have you recently experienced any problems through the mail, telephone calls?
There's this Nazi dude. Doesn't like to see a brother doing well. Sends me shit in the mail, a real asshole. His name is Walker. Dennis Walker.
Halt! No entrance without proper identification.
You attach your Parker Center ID to your suit. You press the button to call the elevator. You select the 3rd floor as your destination. You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Yeah?
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. Are you Dennis Walker?
Yeah?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yeah, come on in.
Dennis, you know a man by the name of Yo Money. He has a restraining order against you. Is that correct?
I can't hear ya!
Dennis, you know a man by the name of Yo Money. He has a restraining order against you. Is that correct?
I can't hear ya!
Freeze! Hands in the air. Keep 'em where I can see 'em. Drop the knife. Put your hands behind your head. Turn around. Drop to your knees. Now! You have the right to remain silent. Whew! That girlfriend of Walker's is something else. Tough for being so petite.
Hell, Junior, all women are bears, goddamn grizzlies. But if you thought that little tomato was tough, wait till you meet Garcia's mamacita. Now that's one tough bitch. She's in giving the lieutenant an earful right now, poor son of a bitch.
I am Rosa Garcia. Are you the detective investigating the death of my son?
Yes, I'm Detective John Carey. Let me extend my sincere sympathy for your loss, Mrs. Garcia. I didn't know Renee personally, but
Well, I knew my son, Detective, and he was a good boy. He lived at home with me. He helped me with my errands. He went to church. I have been told by your lieutenant and the coroner that Renee's poor body was found exposed. I want the person responsible for doing this to my son caught and punished.
Yes, Mrs. Garcia, I understand.
Do you understand, Detective? Do you have a son?
Well, no.
Well, then you do not understand. Rene helped to take care of me. I have heart trouble. I cannot do heavy lifting. Rene cleaned the house. She did the laundry, cook our meals. Maybe he once in a while would go to a movie, but he did not date any of those fast-talking modern-type women. He was waiting for a good girl. He was saving himself. And for what? For some pervert to strip him, murder him. You find who did this to my son. Find who killed my son, my beautiful son.
I see what you mean, Hal.
Yeah, she's got one hell of a personality, huh, Junior?
It's your very own desk. You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You complete a report on Wendy James' arrest and attempted assault on an officer.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. These knocking seems less intrusive than ringing the doorbell.
Hello, John. Won't you come in? It's nice of you to stop by, John. I'm sorry you missed the funeral.
Catherine, I wasn't informed about the time. I wanted to be there.
I understand, John. I know how busy you are. I heard about the shooting you were involved in. When I realized you weren't there today, at first, maybe you'd been hurt. Then the chief told me you were fine. I was worried.
Thanks for your concern, Catherine, but you don't need to worry about me. I should have called or...
Oh, no. I know how you guys work. It's your life. I understand. I was wondering how the investigation was going. Nobody would really tell me very much today. I guess they didn't want to upset me.
Well, there's good news. Bob's name has been cleared of any wrongdoing or involvement with the Washington boy's death. Bob's gun was retrieved and ballistics testing cleared it as the murder weapon. However, new evidence suggests that Bob's death is unrelated to the alley incident. It appears we might have a cop killer on our hands.
Oh, John, that's horrible. Really horrible.
Catherine, I know this is a rough time for you, but I need to ask you to think back to the night of the murder. Can you think of anything out of the ordinary happening that night? Any phone calls? Anything Bob might have said? Did he mention anyone, maybe a name you're unfamiliar with?
Bob and I had an argument. He went out, John. I don't know where he went or if he saw anyone. Thing is, he didn't take our car. I don't think anyone picked him up. I mean, we started arguing and the whole thing just blew up. He was gone before I really had a chance to understand what happened.
Can you tell me what you argued about?
We fought over his drinking. Everything was manageable until he started taking sedatives to calm down from work. The combination made him mean. He'd yell at Valerie and me for no reason. That's how he left when he went out that night. He'd been drinking and taking pills. John, I sent Bob out there to be killed. It's all my fault.
You're wrong, Catherine. It's not your fault. Someone took Bob's life, and I'm going to find that person.
John, I sent Bob out there to be killed. It's all my fault.
You're wrong, Catherine. It's not your fault. Someone took Bob's life, and I'm going to find that person.
John, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. I'm taking Valerie to my mother's. I think she and I could both use some rest. I'll call you when we get back.
Have a safe trip, Catherine.
Thank you, John. Thank you for coming by.
I'm here to tell you, the cops are dogging this investigation.
Believing that the discovery of murdered police officer Rene Garcia earlier this week is a vicious plot manufactured to discredit him and his music, rapper Yo Money denies any relationship between the lyrics in his music and the increasing violence against the police. Officer Garcia's murder brings the toll to 2 Los Angeles police officers slain this week. Whether the LAPD is being targeted, or as Joe Money believes, a group is out to discredit his music, one thing is clear. The Los Angeles police are not able to protect themselves from this rash of violence. My question is, if the LAPD can't protect themselves, how can they protect us? I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Ah, you bitch! What is she, though? Yeah, I got a safety right here.
Here's the cold one I promised you, John. Enjoy.
You adjust your tie and smooth the wrinkles from your suit. You take a few pretzels.
You look really nice tonight, Chester.
Are you saying that because I usually don't look nice, Carrie?
Chester. What kind of name is that?
A last name, Carrie.
Do either of you realize that you both have gender-based last names, and that they're cross-gendered to your own sex? It's a rather pedestrian observation, I realize, but true.
Sam, sometimes it's so obvious you're Mensa.
Sam, how many autopsies do you think you've performed?
John, I have been in the autopsy business for over 13 years. There is no honest way I could tell you off the top of my head. Let's just say better than 5,000.
Sam, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, John, I'm quite mesmerized with my personal computer. Did you know you can make spreadsheets, write letters, and play games on them?
Sam, how long have you and Chester known each other?
Chester and I have known each other for 5 years, Carrie. At one time, we thought there might even be a little sexual tension between the two of us. Sometimes I think there still is. Oui, ma chérie?
Sometimes I think there still is, Sam. Sam, I think you've had enough to drink.
Chester, how come you became a cop?
Same reason as everyone else. My father was a cop. Rampart Division.
Chester, how come you became a cop?
Same reason as everyone else. My father was a cop. Rampart Division.
Sam, have you ever dated Sherry Moore?
Someday I hope to make that girl mine, John.
Sam, have you ever dated Sherry Moore?
Someday I hope to make that girl mine, John.
Carrie, the mayor has requested your presence at a city council meeting first thing tomorrow. I want you out of here tonight before you have too much to drink. I need you alert and articulate tomorrow. And you, Chester, what are you doing here consuming alcoholic beverages in your uniform? I should slap you with a 181 personnel infraction. I want both you and Carrie to pick yourselves up and go home. And remember, Carrie, tomorrow, City Hall, 9 a.m.
I guess it's time to pack it in, guys. See you later.
Carrie, another body was brought in this morning. Same M.O. This time it isn't an officer. It's a female. Current status, Jane Doe. She was found in Griffith Park. The mayor and the city council want to ask you a few questions. Get up there, and remember, do not divulge anything that could harm this case.
Detective Carey, my constituents are frightened and want answers. What is the status of your investigation?
Detective, to whom do you wish to speak?
Hey, Carrie, if the cops can't protect themselves, how are they going to protect me and my family?
Detective, we need protection. What are the police doing about that?
Detective Carey, I own a business, and I'm afraid to stay open at night now. Is the police department stepping up patrols?
Carrie, are my children safe? How do I know this murdering wacko isn't a cop?
Detective Carey, Christie Building with KKAT. What can you tell us about the body found in Griffith Park this morning? From what we understand, the victim was not a police officer, which would indicate that this killer is not necessarily targeting one group. Your comments, please.
Miss Bilden, I was briefed about the homicide just this morning as I entered this council meeting. I have not yet been able to confirm or refute its relationship to my current investigation.
Mr. Mayor, I think this city is going to hell. As a business owner, I'm confronted with vandalism and theft every day. Now I have to worry about some crazy cop killer? I mean, what's this city coming to?
Detective Carey, 2 Los Angeles police officers have been killed in as many days. The citizens of this city are in fear over the threat to the police and how this is affecting their safety. Detective Carey, what are you doing to find this murderer? And are our citizens' fears justified?
Mr. Mayor, the police department has always had to deal with the threat of violence. Tragically, someone has now moved from thought to deed. However, I do not believe that there is a threat against the city as a whole, or that a random selection process is occurring. It is my belief that the Los Angeles Police Department is living up to the oath to protect and to serve. Drop the stick! Put your hands behind your head. Turn around. Get down on your knees. Keep your hands where I can see them. What a morning I've had. First the mayor and the city council, and then Walker. Geez, the feds are talking to Walker right now. Apparently, he's a real special case.
It's your very own desk. You take a 3.14 follow-up report form out of your desk drawer. You complete report 3.14 documenting assault by Walker.
Here you go, Hal.
Sure, Junior.
Hal, what have you heard about a body with a similar M.O. showing up at Griffith Park?
Hell, Junior, it looks like it belongs to us. I wasn't there, but that Nobles was. He knows all about it.
What have you got in the way of updates, Hal?
You're damn lucky you got me as a partner, Junior. I got friends everywhere. I was the first one my buddies over at Hollenbeck called. Seems they got the patrol car, Garcia's patrol car. Seems the damn thing was found abandoned at Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine? That wasn't Garcia's patrol area, was it?
Hell no it ain't, Junior. Seems our good son ain't so good. Either that or hell, Junior, he was good at something damn good.
You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. You turn the knob and open the door, Detective.
Hello, partner. Today's the day. You ready to qualify?
You fill the form out according to department specifications.
Here you go, Bert.
Thank you, partner.
You pick up the headgear.
Officers, take your field positions, please. Officers, headgear on. All firearms to low ready. Phase 1. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 2. Phase 2. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 3. Officers, reload.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 3. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 4. Phase 4. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 5. Officers, reload.
You load your Beretta.
Phase 5. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Gun to low ready. Prepare for Phase 6. Phase 6. Ready on the right, ready on the left. Attention. Holster all firearms. Hey there, partner. Out there was some pretty fancy firing. Your score's going to impress the brass. I'll be sending your results over to your lieutenant. You're making him proud at Parker Center there, cowboy. Thank you, partner.
Well, tell Beavis that Butthead sent you. He'll know what it means.
To whom are you identifying yourself?
Hey, you whippersnapper! Can I help you?
Beavis, I was told to tell you that Butthead sent me.
Huh? Say, buddy, what do you want?
I'm looking for a patrol car that was brought in from the Hollywood and Vine area. It had been abandoned.
Well, come right in there.
Feeling touchy today, Detective? MDT, Mobile Digital Terminal, linked to the ECCC, Emergency Command Control System, found in all LAPD patrol cars. The standard configuration of a patrol car interior looks clean. You pick up the small piece of torn newspaper.
Well, thank you for the information and your time.
Hey, no problemo, old buddy. That's what we're here for, helping our friends.
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey. No time to say hello, Detective Carey? Wow, you must be real busy. You can go on in, Detective Carey.
Hello, Detective Carey. You like my jokes?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay, 'cause I got 1,000,000 of them. Go right in, Detective.
Hello, John.
Hello, Sam.
How's the world of the living, John?
I don't know, Sam. I'm surrounded by death. Sam, I understand another body was found this morning in Griffith Park. What can you tell me about it?
More than you probably want to know, John. More than you want to know.
Let's start with whether identification has been made and a general description.
Identification has not been made. The description is as follows. African-American female, mid-30s, found under a tree in Griffith Park by Park Police at 10 a.m. She was clothed, no ID. The body was being guarded by a stray dog.
Has the autopsy been performed yet?
As soon as she arrived, John. Same M.O. The burns, injection marks, the glue, it's all there. Body fluids and a tissue sample have been taken. Both have been sent to SID. Your killer is keeping busy, John. Very busy.
What about the injection marks, Sam? Everything the same?
Nearly so. The injections were not so high up on the arm as the first two victims, but it was the left arm.
What about lividity, Sam?
Primary only, buttocks, back, and shoulders, all consistent from lying in the park. Your killer moved her soon after the deed. Apparently, he's working faster.
Was she as badly mutilated as the first two?
The mutilation is worse. The right forearm was severed. However, the torture appears to be less. There are fewer burns, and there's also less bruising around the ankles and wrists.
If there's been no identification, then there's been no notification. Where's the body now?
Cold storage, John. We'll hold on to it until the family can be located.
Anything else I should know, Sam?
It might turn out important, maybe not, but I scraped a sticky substance off her shoe. I've sent it to SID for analysis.
Sam, what color were her shoes, and was she wearing both of them?
Blue and yes.
Dog? The body was being guarded by a dog?
Yes, it was rather comical and strangely sad at the same time. Here is this woman in the prime of her life, lying mutilated under a tree, and protecting her is a stray dog. Park police couldn't get past the dog. We couldn't move in. It was only after we called animal control and the truck showed up that the dog ran. I'll tell you, John, that dog has been picked up before. That dog recognized the truck.
Sam, did the toxicology results come back on Garcia?
Not yet, John, but we did make a discovery concerning Garcia. If you remember, Garcia's mouth was glued shut. When the mouth was surgically opened, we found a molar had been freshly extracted. The work was not that of a dentist, John. Thus,
You open the door and head to the lobby. He's hungry. The area has been taped off. It must be where the Jane Doe was found. You're not close enough. Removing the dirt reveals a bone. Detective, it looks human. Handle it carefully. Placing the bone in the bag is essential to maintaining the integrity of this potentially valuable evidence. You record that a bone was found at this location. Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Yes, well, hello, John. I was just checking Sherry. It appears she might have a bit of a chest cold. On to the business at hand, John. 2 bodies were brought in this afternoon. They fit your killer's M.O. Both have burn wounds on the face and upper torso and ruptured gastrointestinal linings. One is a John Doe, Caucasian, late 50s. The other, an Asian Jane Doe, late 60s.
Sam, I unearthed this bone from the Jane Doe 1201K crime scene. Strangest thing, a stray dog was there guarding it.
It looks human, John. Turn it into property with a request for tests and we'll take a closer look at it. A stray dog, you say? Probably the same one we encountered the day we went out to pick up body 1201K.
Screw the dog, and screw the request for tests. I've got the city, the press, and my supervisors all over my ass. You've got the evidence in your hand, for Christ's sake. Run the tests. This investigation does not have time for a red tape marathon.
You're right, John. I'm sorry. It's working for the county. We tend to thrive on the bureaucracy. Trust me, John, I will place the tests on the top of my priority list.
What are the particulars on the John Doe, Sam?
The body was mutilated much the same as the other bodies. Burn marks, severed extremities, epoxied orifice. The biggest difference is the adornment of the body with a pair of nylon pantyhose wrapped around the neck.
Have you performed the John Doe autopsy?
No, tomorrow, first thing. I did go over the body for a cursory look when it was brought in. You have a monster on your hands, John. A killing machine.
Poisoning cause of death, Sam?
It was not asphyxiation, as one might first believe upon seeing the nylons around the neck. A cursory examination of the neck reveals no bruising. The nylons appear to be strictly decorative. Upon autopsy, I believe poisoning will surface as the cause.
Primary lividity only on the John Doe?
Correct. Front side. Corresponds directly to how the body was found. Your killer is working fast, John. Directly after the kill, they're being moved.
Could the nylons belong to the Jane Doe? Possibly the nylons were used in a consensual sexual activity between the two.
John, this was not a sexual experience gone to extremes. No, John, this has all the markings of your killer. The burns, the mutilation, and the nylons, they couldn't belong to Jane Doe.
Why is that, Sam?
Jane Doe weighed in at 85 pounds, 12 ounces. The nylons are large enough to have fit 3 of her.
What about the epoxied orifice, Sam? How was the John Doe affected?
The mouth was affected. Between both bodies, you have the epitome of hear no evil, say no evil, see no evil.
All right, Sam. What can you give me on the Jane Doe?
Asian, late 60s, burns to face and upper torso, mutilation, glued orifice. Your killer's signature is all over her.
What about the autopsy, Sam? Have you had time to perform one?
No, John. I plan to do it first thing in the morning. I was able to give the body a cursory look over, however. There's no doubt it's your killer's handiwork.
Lividity, Sam?
Yes, primary only. The backside. Corresponds to how the body was found.
Poisoning cause of death, Sam?
I would venture to say yes to poisoning due to the fact that there are 2 injection marks on the upper left arm. But I'm cautious to say so, John. We have not had a single match in all the toxicology tests thus far. When the body's autopsied, we'll take fluids and send them out as well.
What is the level of mutilation, Sam?
The left foot was crudely severed. Once again, judging by the lack of apparent blood loss, it was removed after death.
How was glue applied this time, Sam?
The eyes and ears were filled with glue. Your killer's kind to women, John. He doesn't make them watch, if one can call his behavior kind on any level.
Sam, what's the situation surrounding the body's discovery?
The call came in from a small business owner on Hollywood and Vine. The naked bodies were piled one on top of the other in the back seat of a Ford Tempo parked in front of his music store.
What happened to the car? Was it ID'd?
The car was towed to Hollenbeck. When I last heard, SID was headed there to go over the car. I'll have you know, John, I'm beginning to feel like your secretary.
You open the door and head to the lobby.
Hey, handsome. Looking for a girl? Or a boy? Oh! Woo! Am I being arrested? Gonna throw me in a cell with a big old burly guy, huh? Ooh, darling, start the party!
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I'm looking to ask some questions about what's been going on in this neighborhood.
Oh, darling, ask away. I just love to gossip.
Did you know Officer Garcia? Was he a frequent visitor to this neighborhood?
Never heard of him, darling, till he showed up dead. Now the whole place is crawling with all sorts of people talking about him. Ew. Well, if you ask me, I would ask the girls at the kitty. I mean, they know everybody who's anybody.
Did you see an abandoned patrol car in the neighborhood? Do you know anything about it?
Well, darling, I missed it, but it was all the talk. People were saying that the cop who the car belonged to went for a dip at the kitty and fell right in, if you know what I mean. Then there was all this talk about this cop, that he had some steady girl. I don't know about that, darling. I mean, lots of the girls at the kitty have boyfriends. But people said they saw this fabulous woman driving the patrol car. Oh, can you believe it? I mean, all made up. Can you stand it? Hair all stacked up, dressed to the teeth. You know, a real glamour queen, if you know what I mean. Well, all this was supposed to have happened after the cop's poor little bare ass showed up dead on your money's lawn. Well, that's the talk, darling. You got it. Straight from the horse's mouth.
What can you tell me about this supposed girlfriend seen driving Garcia's patrol car?
Well, just that she was supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I didn't see her, but I heard she was one big, beautiful, honkin' woman. I mean, it's not really my thing, but by now, the size of her breasts have probably become legendary.
You've referred to having heard this information, that you didn't actually see any of this. Whom have you heard this from? Can you give me a name?
Oh, honey, it's all over the streets, that's all. I mean, talk to anybody you see. They'll all tell you they heard it too. I mean, darling, I don't know any names, just people. You know, people don't tell you their names. They like confidentiality. Wouldn't you?
Have you seen any unusual activity in the neighborhood?
Oh, darling, come on. This is Hollywood and Vine. Get a life. There's always something strange going on down here.
Is there anything else you can think up, to tell me?
No, I think that's it, honey. Except to tell you, I just love your suit. I just love the way it drapes and hugs your body. Fabulous. Really fabulous.
You push the door open.
Hello there, handsome.
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, LAPD Homicide. I'm investigating a series of murders. I was wondering if you'd talk to me.
So you're a real cop. Tell me, handsome, is everything you're packing real?
I found this shoe in Yo Money's garden. Money told me he had strippers in his house the morning Officer Garcia's body was found. Do you know if any of the girls from the kitty know Money or were at a party at his house this week? Does this shoe look familiar?
Well, it's true all us girls know celebrities, and money does come here. We've all been invited to parties one time or another out at his place. As far as this week, I don't know. I do know it's not mine. I'm very petite, and that would never fit me. Barbie might know, though.
Do you know a police officer by the name of Rene Garcia? About 190 pounds, 6 feet tall, late 20s, full mustache. He might have come in during the day, possibly in uniform.
Maybe. Lots of cops come in here. This Garcia sounds like he could be any number of fellas that pass through here each day.
Garcia's patrol car was abandoned on this block. Did you happen to see it or hear anything about it?
I didn't see it, but then I sleep in pretty late. Hey, are we talking about the cop who showed up dead at Yo Money's?
Yes, his name was Garcia. Do you know something specific?
Well, if it's the fella I'm thinking of, I heard people saying he used to give rides to girlfriends. You know, show off the siren and the handcuffs.
The bitty kitty has quite a reputation.
The way I see it, we're doing social work here. Lots of lonely men in the world. You ever get lonely, handsome? Besides, I'm just doing this until I get a break. I'm really an actress. I've already been in one picture. It was called Foaming Fun. I was the girl the worm monster ate. I was in a jacuzzi and a big worm came up out of the water. I screamed and then the water got all bubbly. I guess it ate me.
Who's Barbie, and why might she know?
Barbie runs the place, handsome. Barbie can. Ever heard of her? She is infamous. Well, she'll know if any of the girls are at Money's this week. You can ask her.
Where is Barbie? Can I talk to her?
She's taking a nap right now. She'll be up later. You could come back. Got a light, handsome?
I appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions, Electra. It's citizens like you who help us cops do our jobs.
How's it going, dude?
Hello, I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
Sure, what's up, dude?
A Ford Tempo was apparently abandoned on this block this morning. I understand you called it in.
That's true, dude. I did.
What can you tell me about what you found?
Well, I opened the store around 10. The car was parked out front. Dude, I didn't think anything about it. I went to go get my keys for the door, and I looked over and saw these two nude people. I thought, you know, dude, they're just having a party. I figured, what the hell? I'd just open up the store, figured when they got done, they'd shove off. After a while, I looked out. The car was still there, but about 11, I locked up and went out and got some coffee. And on my way back, I looked in, and, you know, it's kind of funny.
What was funny?
The car wasn't moving, dude. No motion, no party. I'm a businessman, dude. I can't have a car full of naked people outside my store. I called the police.
You pushed the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
Hello, I'm Detective John Carey, LAPD, Homicide. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Absolutely not, darling. I don't talk to police. Officially, that is. You see, darling, I'm very well connected, and I really don't want any trouble. What I could tell, darling, could cause this city to come crashing down.
This shoe was found on Yo Money's lawn after the party and after Officer Garcia's body was found. Could it belong to one of your girls?
Darling, I don't think so. It's large, even too large for me, and I am a big woman. Darling, I think it would fit you better than it would fit me.
Well, how about if we talk off the record? Just a little talk between friends.
Oh, darling, you going to be my friend? Okay then, I'll talk to you off the record.
Why don't we start with an introduction? As I told you, my name is John Carey, and I bet you're Barbie Can.
Oh, darling, you're so smart. You're good-looking and smart. Just how I like my friends. Now, what is it you want to know? Tell Barbie how she can help you.
Well, the subject's a bit gruesome. I'd like to ask you some questions about a series of murders I'm investigating.
Darling, in my day, I've had more notorious conversations, I'm sure. Try me, darling.
A police officer by the name of Rene Garcia was found murdered. The officer's patrol car was abandoned in this neighborhood. Have you ever met or did you know Officer Garcia?
Oh, darling, I heard about that boy after he was found dead. Then all that talk, I do not think I knew him. We get so many young men in here.
What can you tell me about the abandoned patrol car? Did you see it?
Oh, darling, I just know what I heard. That boy gave his patrol car away to a girlfriend or some such thing. I don't really know. I did hear, though, that this girl is most beautiful. Darling, she is so beautiful, and her figure is so perfect. People thought it was me, but I'm too old for such a young boy.
Do the girls here date the customers? Would it be possible that one of your girls dated Officer Garcia?
Darling, I have rules, but what those girls do, I cannot control. They are young women. They're all looking for husbands. It is possible, but I do not know one who was dating him.
Officer Garcia was found dead on the lawn of Yo Money, and from what I understand, there were strippers there. Do you know Yo Money? And do you know if any of your girls went to a party there Monday evening?
Oh, darling, the money man is wonderful, so strong, such a lover of beautiful women. He does not always schedule his parties through me, that bad boy. If some of my girls were there on that night off, I have no idea.
Entering the morgue always provides a sense of anticipation.
Hi, Detective Carey.
How's it go? You look like a cop, dude.
What do you make of this?
If you found it around here, it probably belongs next door. They got some pretty good-sized gals.
You push the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
This shoe was found on Yo Money's lawn after the party and after Officer Garcia's body was found. Could it belong to one of your girls?
Darling, I don't think so. It's large, even too large for me, and I am a big woman. Darling, I think it would fit you better than it would fit me.
Miss Moore, what can you tell us about the latest victims in what's being termed this city's most gruesome murder spree?
Me? Well, nothing really. Am I going to be on TV?
Miss Moore, is it true that all the victims have been tortured, mutilated?
Well, they're not all there.
Miss Moore, is it true that Officer Rene Garcia and the latest male victim, an unidentified John Doe, were both found not only tortured but naked?
Well, yes. Well, no. You see, is that camera on?
So, Miss Moore, are you confirming that John Doe was not entirely nude, that he was found with a pair of nylons on his person? Is it true the nylons were wrapped around his neck?
How'd you know that?
So you are confirming this information. Detective Carey, can you comment on the nylons wrapped around the neck of the victim?
I have nothing to say to you, Bilden, nor does Miss Moore.
Hi, Detective Carey.
Sherry, I'm taking you home. Bilden, you muck up my investigation and I'll have your job. Come on, Sherry.
Detective Carey, the public has a right to know. It's their safety at stake. Detective Carey. In the wake of this city's worst nightmare, 5 people, including 2 Los Angeles police officers, have been found mutilated and murdered. And though city officials and the LAPD deny there is reason to panic, the citizens of Los Angeles feel quite differently. Gun sales are up, and security companies are deluged with requests for home alarm systems. Factors contributing to the urgency and concern by LA residents are the randomness and violence of these murders. Earlier today, I spoke with Sherry Moore, an LA County Coroner's employee who confirmed one element of this killing spree. Evidence found on the latest male victim indicates that the murders might have been committed by a woman. If true, then this is the first case in the history of Los Angeles where a female serial killer has held the city in her grip. I'm Christy Bilden, reporting for KKAT.
Sherry, what you did last night by talking to the press caused citywide panic. Do you understand that? What this investigation does not need is a city full of people arming themselves, holding up, and not talking to the police.
John, Sherry didn't mean any harm. She was taken by surprise by that newswoman. Weren't you, Sherry?
I don't care. The result is that the city is in a panic. The mayor is up in arms, and the press is having a field day with this investigation and the department.
I'm really, really sorry, Detective Carey. I thought maybe they're from Star Search, or maybe Entertainment Tonight. Honest, Detective Carey, I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
I wouldn't hurt a fly, even if it was flying around and like, you know, buzzing in my ear. Honest.
John, how can you be mad at a girl like that?
Sam, do you have DNA results back on the bone found in Griffith Park?
I haven't received the results from SID, but from my years of experience, I have to say that the bone is definitely human. Given the measurements of both the bone and the body found at the park, they're a match.
Has autopsy occurred on John Doe 7216M?
Yes, John, it was first this morning. The gastrointestinal tract was ruptured as I suspected, and also as I suspected, there was no asphyxiation. The nylons wrapped around the neck were in no way connected to the cause of death. It looks like poisoning. Fluids were taken and sent out.
Has identification taken place on the John Doe?
No. We've sent the prints out for a national search. There must be someone, somewhere, missing a father, brother, or husband.
Is there any preliminary report on the fluids?
No, John, they only went out this morning. However, I am not hopeful for a match. You know, John, there are thousands of poisonous substances out there. Many have yet to be identified and cataloged by the scientific community. It's like hunting for a needle in a haystack.
Sam, has the autopsy been performed on Jane Doe 1202L?
The body is being prepped as we speak. I'll be getting started soon.
Sam, has anyone identified or claimed Jane Doe 1202L?
No, John. I have sent a copy of the fingerprints out for a national search. So far, no response.
See ya, Detective.
I'm really sorry about the newswoman, Detective Carey.
You attach your Parker Center ID to your suit. You press the button to call the elevator. You select the basement as your destination.
Hello, Detective. How can I help you?
Hello, Chester. Were you able to find anything out about the glue you sampled?
Yes, Detective. It is an industrial-strength glue which shares properties with the glue found on Hickman's eyes. The problem with tracing the glue is that it's sold all over the city, not just where you found it. We use the same brand here at Parker Center.
Chester, I wanted a DNA run on the bone I turned into Noble's. What do you have back?
Nothing yet, Carrie. And not to criticize, but you really should have turned that into property.
Chester, what do you have on John Doe 7216M?
Body fluids have been sent over, but thus far, nothing on toxicology.
How about Jane Doe 1202L? What do you have, Chester?
We haven't received the body fluids from the morgue yet. We're limited on what we can do here, Detective. Unfortunately, we haven't heard back from Quantico on the other samples either. We're at a dead end.
The vehicle the victims were found in, Chester. What did you find?
Their body fluids, their hair, their fingerprints, and red fibers. Other than that, the car was very clean. Too clean. Nothing in the glove box, under the seats, anywhere.
Chester, how about Jane Doe 1201K? Anything come back on her? How about fingerprints?
Well, she does have fingerprints. They just don't match anything we have out there for missing people. See you later, Detective Carey.
Pressing the button, you call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination.
Well, tell him McGarrett said, book him, Dano. He'll know what it means.
Hey, you whippersnapper! Can I help you?
Dano? McGarrett told me to tell you to book 'em, Dano.
He said... Yep. Whee!
Looking at the license plate, you discover
Well, once again, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
Hey, that's a big 10 for you, betcha, good buddy. Here at Hollenbeck Tow, we aim to please. Sure do.
you attach your Parker Center ID to your suit. You press the button to call the elevator. You select the 3rd floor as your destination. You adjust your tie and You call the elevator. You select the lobby as your destination. No identification is required, Carrie. She can't hear you from here. Feels like county as opposed to city. You open the door to social services.
May I?
Hello, I'm Detective John Carey, Homicide LAPD. I'd like to speak with the person in charge, please.
I'm sorry, Detective. Our manager is out for the week. I'm Nora Bittridge. May I help you?
Nora, a car registered to social services has wound up in impound. Its license number is County 2BSY669. Can you tell me whom it's assigned to, please?
Yes, Detective. Just let me look that up. Why, that car is assigned to one of our social workers, a Miss Luella Parker.
May I speak to Miss Parker, please?
Well, I'm afraid Luella is not in, Detective.
Is she out on a client call?
No, actually, we don't know where she is. The last time we saw her was Monday, midday. I've tried calling her home, but I get no answer.
Does Miss Parker have family we might contact?
Well, I don't believe so, at least not out in California. I think she's alone out here from Chicago.
Nora, do you think you could give me a physical description of Miss Parker?
Why, yes. I pride myself on my observation skills. Let's see. Luella is 34 years old. She stands approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall and is overweight, so I would say she weighs around 160 pounds.
Nora, what color eyes and hair does Luella have?
Why, black hair and brown eyes, Detective. Luella is black. African American.
Nora, I'd like to look over Luella's office, please.
Why, of course, Detective. If you'll follow me, I'll escort you back to her office. I'll be at my desk, Detective, if you need anything.
Case number 18908B, Barbie Can. Case number 14434-0, Mitchell Thurman.
Can I help you with anything, Detective?
What do you know about Luella's social life? Does she have a lot of friends? Does she go out after work?
Luella's personal life is just that, personal. But as far as I can tell, her work is her life. She is very devoted to her job and her clients.
What about boyfriends, Nora? Does Luella have one, or maybe several?
I wouldn't know anything about that. I conduct myself in a professional manner and have a strict rule about discussing other people's personal lives.
What can you tell me about Luella's clients or the type of cases she works on?
Luella is assigned clients through the county. She's a family counselor, so she deals with a lot of child custody, abused children, juvenile crime cases, that sort of thing.
Nora, what is a typical workday for Luella? Is she mostly in the office seeing clients?
No, Luella's work takes her out into the field a lot. She has clients who are homebound due to illness, or she needs to examine the environment in which a person lives. She really splits her time, half field, half office.
Nora, do you know of any personal or professional problems Luella might be experiencing?
No, Luella is a private person and she keeps to herself. But I haven't noticed anything unusual in her behavior lately. Detective, Luella is hardworking and probably overworked. She does a lot of field work on her own time to compensate for the county's lack of funds to hire additional staff.
Nora, what would these files be?
If you found them on Luella's desk, they would be her current cases.
How's it going, dude?
This Yo Money tape was found on the desk of Luella Parker, a victim in a homicide case I'm investigating. Your store's receipt was taped to the cassette.
Store policy is exchange only, no cash back. Dude, Yo Money doesn't sell so great here. Your option is to choose something from inside the counter. Take a look, dude. See what you'd like.
8-track tapes, drumsticks. Drumsticks?
Dude, just the sticks. That's store policy.
You apply glue to the drumstick. Those two items don't go together. Loaded and ready for action. Menthol garden cigarette, taken from the ashtray at Yo Money's house. You pick up the broken piece of side mirror. The glue has dried. The stick will not attach. You apply fresh glue to the drumstick. You glue the stick to the mirror. You push the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
There's no need to show her the shoe again.
Hello, Barbie. How are you today?
Ah, darling, welcome back. Didn't see enough yesterday. It's true, my girls are beautiful, aren't they? Oh, but darling, you have trouble, no? How is that investigation of yours going? What you need is a little understanding. Tell Barbie where it hurts. Ah, darling, welcome back. Didn't see enough yesterday. It's true.
Barbie, do you know a woman by the name of Luella Parker?
Well, yes, darling. It's a personal matter. Why? Is Miss Parker in trouble?
Barbie, Luella Parker is dead. Her body was found in Griffith Park. Her murder is consistent with the two police officers. Barbie, can you tell me when you last saw Luella, and if she might have said something, anything that might, in light of her death, seem important?
Oh, that poor darling. She was a lovely girl. I think it was last week. Yes, last week I saw her. She was supposed to stop in this week, Tuesday, but she did not come by. Miss Parker was helping me with a personal matter. She was to deliver some papers to me. I do not recall she said anything or acted in any way peculiar. You know, darling, she was a shy girl. Oh, that poor darling. She was a lovely girl. I think it was last week, yes. Last week I saw her. She was supposed to stop in this week, Tuesday, but she did not come by. Miss Parker was helping me with a personal matter. She was to deliver some papers to me. I do not recall she said anything or acted in any way peculiar. You know, darling, she was a shy girl.
Barbie, Luella's death is a serious matter. It's important you tell me what you know. Let's start with what she was helping you with and what information she was to drop off.
Darling, it is nothing sinister. Miss Parker was helping me to win custody of my daughter. Miss Parker was delivering the results from my daughter's talks with the psychiatric doctor. You know, darling, to find out if I poisoned her mind with naked thoughts. It would seem my soon-to-be ex-husband has suddenly taken a dislike to my occupation.
Barbie, bitter divorce cases can result in some pretty horrific actions. Tell me about your husband. Is he capable of violence? What about his work? Has he been laid off? Or his health? Any added stress can sometimes push a person over the edge.
Oh, darling, my husband is an ass, and he is also a police officer. It is best that I do not discuss him.
Barbie, if my investigation progresses in your direction, I'm going to need to know your husband's name, his division.
It's soon-to-be ex-husband, darling, and yes, of course. But for now, I see no reason to complicate my personal business. Yes?
For now, today, I'll let it go. But the minute anything points in your direction, I'll be back. You know, Barbie, cops aren't immune to trouble. You wouldn't protect him, would you?
Oh my heavens, no, darling. If he was too lazy to satisfy me, darling, he is much too lazy to have hurt Miss Parker.
Welcome to the Third Eye Theater. May I help you?
Detective Carey, LAPD.
I know you. I've seen you on television.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, please come in. Enter to the left. How may I help you?
Mitchell, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
Mitchell, have you ever met or do you know a police officer by the name of Rene Garcia?
No, I don't.
Mitchell, have you ever been arrested or had a run-in with the law?
No, really, no, never. Please, look around. I have nothing to hide.
I didn't think you did, sir. Mitchell, do you recall having a uniformed police officer as a customer this week, possibly on Monday or Tuesday?
No.
Mitchell, do you know someone by the name of Luella Parker?
Oh, it's terrible what happened. It was wrong. Oh.
Mitchell, is there something you know that you haven't told me? Something about Luella?
She was so lovely about it. Oh, she was so lovely. It was so sad.
Mitchell, what is so sad? Why don't you calm down and slowly tell me what happened? Hey, Mitchell? Real slow and easy.
My dog, it's horrible. It's horrible what they said.
What about your dog, Mitchell? Did your dog hurt someone? Did your dog hurt Luella? Is that what happened, Mitchell? You can tell me. It's all right.
No. They said, my neighbor said that I hurt my dog, but that I didn't feed him. Luella came to help me, to tell them the truth.
Mitchell, what is the truth? Can you tell me the truth, Mitchell?
My dog is naturally thin. I feed him. I do. A lot. Big, juicy bones.
Mitchell, when was the last time you spoke to Luella? Do you remember?
Maybe a couple of weeks ago. Why are you asking so many questions? Has something happened to Luella?
Luella was found murdered, Mitchell. I'm looking for the person who killed her.
Oh my! Oh no! Oh my! It's horrible. All this crying has made me thirsty. How about you? Would you like something to drink? Please, have a cup of tea on the house.
The tea is refreshing, if not a little bitter.
Don't you feel better? I know I do. How about a movie on the house? Everybody deserves a treat once in a while. Wake up! Wake up! You fell asleep. It's time to go now. Go! Please, leave now. Please go. I have to get ready for the next show. You're falling asleep as Let me behind my schedule.
Many businesses back up to this alley, Detective. Many businesses back up to this alley, Detective. You push the door open.
Why, hello there, darling.
I appreciate the offer, Barbie. Thanks for your time.
Oh, darling, anytime.
You push the door open. Never knowing when you might need to light a lady's cigarettes, you pocket the lighter.
Yahoo!
The doors have no handles and appear to be locked, Detective. Using the putty knife, you jimmy open the lock. What are you attempting to do exactly, Detective? The door is unlocked. There is no one in sight. The coast appears clear. You push the door open. The gruesome details of this job are sometimes overwhelming, eh, Detective?
Here you go, boy. Good dog.
You open the closet doors. Notating this woman's condition will be important if this case goes to trial, Detective. Detective, you're not authorized or licensed to run that popcorn machine. Upon shaking, a skeleton key emerges from the can. The skeleton key fits into This is no time to sit and relax, Gary. You have a case to solve. What do we have here? Combining the lighter's flame with the aerosol spray produces a torch. Do not try this at home. Your action neutralizes your assailant.
Detective Carey, for exceptional courage and integrity, above and beyond the call of duty in the face of felonious criminal assaults on your person and the persons of others, including an ambush by criminals using fully automatic weapons, and your unwavering attention to duty in solving a series of 5 homicides, bringing to closure a period of open season on the good people of our community. It is my honor to present you with the department's highest award, the Medal of Valor. Congratulations.
The sky is clear. The ground appears quiet. We'll be heading out west.